Hi everyone, our journal page today, and I've got some ephemera and some papers and washi tape, and that's what I'm starting my page. I'm working in this watercolor paper journal, elongated, that I've picked at the cheap store, and I just want to put pieces of paper quite randomly on my page. I'm using white glue, and let's take some brush and just starting to put something on my page. Warning in advance, most of it is gonna get covered. This is just putting down some details in the back. Let's see. And I'll trim excess later, what's sticking out of the page. I don't want to bother with it right now. I just want to put something in the back. First layer, just having fun with it. Next. Okay, I'm trying to be quick about it because it is quite random and I don't want to overthink it. I'm trying to use straight edges to the straight edges of my journal. Let's see, let's take something like this. And another one. What else? Let's do this. I don't know. Okay, next. I'm not trying to cover the whole page, just spread all kinds of details in the back, so there will be some interest and some different details picking out. That's all. And let's see, I think I'll use more of this paper. I like the color. Okay, what else? I feel like something is missing here, but I'm just going to use the washi tape that I have. Once again, I'm just tearing up pieces and gluing quite randomly. Okay, and let's see. I need to peel it. Okay, so this is quite a large piece. I want to just not sure about it. It's just a little bit too prominent, but if I don't like it, I can just take it out with some gesso. The next thing I'm going to do is use gesso to push back all the details and do some blending. Okay, so I've got this and I'm not waiting for it to dry. I'm going on with the gesso. The worst case scenario, I will have a crackle effect, so win-win. I don't care. And I have got some diluted gesso here that I'm going to use, if it will come out. Okay, so it's clogged. Let's find something. Okay, here we go. I'm just cleaning a little bit my brush that I've used with the glue, and I'm just going to use it with the gesso because it really doesn't matter. Okay, so just going over everything, and I'm trying to push it back, but I don't want it completely covered. So if I think I covered too much here, I can always take a baby wipe and just remove some of it. Okay. Now the gesso also helps to create a primer on all the page, so that's another thing for going over the page. And as you can see, I'm taking a little bit out and I'm adding water to the brush, and so I can cover the rest, but not as opaque. Like if I don't like this, I can always get over it and put a little bit more gesso, or I can take just regular gesso and cover it if I don't like it. Okay, so I've got this, and now I'm going to let this dry completely. I'm going to trim the excess and then I'll be back. Okay, so this is almost dry, but I decided that I want a more blended look. I've got regular gesso here, and what I'm going to do is just use my finger and go around the pieces and just try to blend more the edges of each piece into the background, like so. As much as I can. It's not critical, but that's what I decided to do. Just where each piece is ending, trying to blend it more, and in between pieces. Almost done. After this is dry, I am planning to add some texture to my page. I'm going to use joint compound just because I buy a big bucket of it at the hardware store and I prefer to use it instead of modeling paste. It's just cheaper. You can also use wood filler or any other pre-made pastes. I use joint compound, and if you want to use modeling paste there are lots of videos on how to make it on YouTube. So that's another option if you really want a modeling paste. Okay, seems okay. Just a little bit more here and here. Yeah, now I like it more. Maybe a little bit more here. Yeah. Okay, so for the next phase I want to add some texture. I don't think I'm going to wait for it to dry because it's not that important, and I want to use this part of the stencil. Let's see, like this. I'm going to use it like this, I think. Yeah, just this part. And as I said, a big bucket of joint compound, and just going to put it down. I'm not sure I've put it at the right place on the page. I will lift it in a minute and see. Okay, I can live with it. I don't know. Maybe just scrape this part. Yeah. And I want the same element on this side of the page, and I think I'll put it here. Okay, I've got it. So that's great. Now I really need for this to dry before I'm doing anything. So I'll be back. Okay, so this is dry, and now I want to add some color to my page and more a cohesive look. I've picked some acrylic paint just because it's more accessible, and you can use watercolors, you can use sprays. I've got sprays and it would be easier to use because you just spray and that's it. My sprays are made from gel food coloring and water, not the liquid food coloring because it doesn't have enough pigment. Gel food coloring with water. So these are great. If you can find it and make your own, you can use brushes, anything water reactive. So I've got some olive green, some blush, and forest green here. And I'm going to take some water on my brush and dilute it. I want it to be almost like watercolor and travel on my page, and I don't want it opaque. Things still need to show through. I'm just putting it quite lightly, and I'm also tilting my page so it will travel a little bit into the texture. The more water you will put, the more it will travel on your page. But also you need to take into account that with acrylics, the more water, the lighter it will be. You are breaking up the pigment in the paint, which I want to, because I want it very light on my page, and it's more of a wash and I don't want it opaque. So once again, I can help it along. I can decide where it's traveling. I can let it be whatever you want, just play with it. So I'm just going to again do this at this corner. Right now I'm just using, well, it's called forest green. I just like the color. If I wanted a color and something else, I would have used it. I don't even have a problem using several mediums. If I wanted a color that I only have in watercolors, then I would have taken a watercolor and added it here. So I'm switching to the olive green just so I will have more variation and interest. I can also take a spray bottle, and it's better if it's more of a mist than a hard spray, and I can spray it and just help it along like so. And if you don't like somewhere that it went, you can also take again some baby wipe, like if I don't want it here, and I can just absorb it and continue playing. So right now I'm just using the greens. Now in this way you have a little bit more control of where everything is going. With the sprays you've got less of control, and again, it's up to you what you like. So I'm cleaning my brush a little bit because I want to add a little bit of this blush color, I don't know what to call it, and add it here. It probably looks almost white but it's like a very, very light pinkish color, or a, I don't know, skin color. I'm also letting the colors blend in between. If I don't like this, again, I can add more. Just playing with what I have here until I'm satisfied with the result. Let's see. Let's use some spray just so you will see what I'm talking about, and to save me some time. Okay, So I can spray more, I can let it travel, I can also spray it again with water and help it along. Of course it will dilute it, but as I said, just playing and letting it travel. I'm not much for pink, but with all this green I think it will work. And I'm also going over it with the blush color just to tone it down. Now I'm basically adding where I think it's needed, even if it's not with a lot of water. If I want to blend more, then I'm just adding more of the acrylic paint with less water and just letting it do its thing. Yeah, I think I need some white here, I don't know, or maybe just cream. White would be too stark after what I have here, so as long as everything is still wet, then the blending is easier. Okay, I think I need a little bit more green here towards the edges. Just to give a little bit more framing to the page. Too much dabbing. Okay, I'm just adding from the green to the edges, but I don't want a harsh line, so I'm dabbing a little bit and absorbing. Okay, well, I'm going to let this dry completely and I'll be back. Okay, so my background is dry and I'm moving on to what I want on top of it, and I have this paper napkin that I want to take some of these elements. I'm taking a fine brush with water and going around the images that I want to take out and separating them. I've already taken out the two white plies at the back of the napkin. And what is going on here that it doesn't want to? Yay. Okay, next this one. I love paper napkins with white background. They just disappear when you are gluing them into your page. They are just disappearing seamlessly into the background. Not sure if I will use all these images. I want to take them apart so I will have something to play with. Not sure about where everything goes. Okay, let's move this. I'm just trying to take the straight edge of the napkin. With torn edges like this, it will blend easier into the background. Let's see. By the way, if paper napkins, if you want this image, for example, to be like this, you can. It doesn't look like it, but once you're putting glue underneath and on top, it will look the same way. So you don't have to use it. Just try and imagine how it would look. And the way you want it, and then glue it down. Still not sure about the placement. This one looks too much like this one. That's my problem. And this one, again, almost the same. So what to do? I think I will start with this and we'll see what I'm going to do about it. Okay, so I'm going to start with this piece and I'm going to take some glue. This is what a 2/3 white glue and 1/3 water. When dealing with paper napkins, you need to dilute your white glue, otherwise it will drag your napkin. So, and make sure that you've got a nice coat of glue underneath and that you don't miss a spot. Don't skimp on the glue. If you miss a spot, you will have an air bubble. Yeah, I think here. Okay, so now I'm going on top of it and I'm going from the inside towards the outside, and I'm using the flat of the brush, and it's a soft brush. I don't want it to drag my paper napkin and tear it. Use lots of glue. Don't be afraid to use lots of glue. It needs to slide. Of course, if you have a special glue for paper napkins, you can use it. If you've got a Mod Podge, you can use that. I'm just using plain white glue with a little bit of water. Once again, I'm removing a little bit of the straight edge here. And I'm thinking of putting it something like that, and I will trim again the excess later. I just don't want it in the same line as this bird because they are copy images of each other. They are the mirror image. Okay, forgot to take the edge here. I'll try to do something about it. Okay. No. Okay. That's more like it. And do I want something a little bit more? I'm trying to connect the pieces so it will work. It will seem like they are all on the same tree and branches. Maybe. What the heck? I'm going to glue it here. We'll see what happens. Did I put glue underneath? Oh my god. Lost concentration for a little bit. Okay. Okay. One more or too much? No. Again, too much of the same thing. I'm going to leave this. I'm going to let it dry. I think I'm just going to wait for it to dry and just connect some of the branches with just plain felt pen or something like that. So waiting for this to dry. I'll be back. Okay, finishing touches. I'm just going to take a felt pen. These are two-sided. I've got brush on one side and a very fine point on the other side, and I'm just going to connect some of the branches just so they won't be floating without a purpose on my page. It's not that important, but if I can, why not? I could have left it be, but just if I made the effort to connect all these pieces, I decided that just do a little bit more and connect everything. Now you can always add more details. I could take some gel pens and add into the flowers. I can add to the birds, but I really like this very blended and subtle look, so I'm leaving it be. And another thing that I thought about to make the image pop a little bit more, I thought about adding some white in between, but as I said, I'm just leaving it be. I just want to add some words to my page, and I'm just going to put some glue in the back. I think I'll put it here. Good things takes time. Take time. Yeah, I hope it's straight. That's it. That's my page. I hope you liked it. Thank you for watching, and thank you for leaving me comments down below. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.